Yo, what's up, YouTube? It's time for another vape-tastic voyage with your boy, Mr. B. Man, alright, so check this out. For review provided by H&H Vapor, I'll post the link to the eBay store and the Facebook page for Arthur, the man that comes to you with all your vaporizer needs. Dude, this Cuboid 150 watt mod, I have been on this thing all day and it is one of my favorite devices I've ever used. And we're going to go over it today. There's a couple more vapes. Alright, so, felt a little funny. There we go. So, this Cuboid is made by Joyetech. The Cuboid applies variable temperature control system, having temp control for stainless steel 316 and customized temperature coefficient of resistance, which is TCR. It's powered by two 18650 batteries, recommended to be 25 amp or higher. It's got a new slide over flip battery door, and as it stands, it can go up to 150, and there's also a firmware upgrade 3.11 that goes to 200 watts. So yeah, it's pretty nice. It's got a 0.96 inch OLED vertical screen on the side, which is awesome. I mean, it's on the front plate, it's not on the side where your fire button is, just like the EVIC. It's attractive as hell, and it's always going to be upgradable for, you know, new things, just like the, you know, the DNAs and the Yeehys and stuff. Dude, this thing is sexy. It's just sexy. It comes in black, gray, and silver. Let's see what we got on this device here. Let's pop the top on this thing. Let's see what's under the trunk. Let's see what kind of junk is in this trunk. So under the hood, you got your scratch and sniff authentic sticker. And there she is. It's a little hard to, I mean, there you go, you can see it. You can see the frame, and then the screen goes down the middle there where that glare is going. It does come with a plastic screen cover on it. That's not off, I'm leaving that on. Now you got your nice little foam. You've got your super thick Cuboid user manual. Whole lots of pages and what's not. And then you have a nice box of USB cable for your firmware upgrade. That's about all that's in the box. Another vape. So yeah, we have you have a ported 510 there for air on your bottom feed RDAs. This is mainly made for 22 millimeter atomizers because it's got that drop down ring. It fits in there perfect, and the way it's designed, that 510 connector comes up a little bit from the frame. You can see it there, and that keeps your Addy is flush, but it doesn't touch the frame, which is awesome. It does have a gold-plated brass pin. The brass pin is spring loaded, but it is stiff. It's pretty stiff. But I don't have any problem getting Addies on here. There's no pressure putting down or anything like that. It's got a super clicky fire button, good fire button, and you have your regulatory button down here, which has left. It's actually one button. The button actually has one press and then two presses. So you got 1, 2, straight down in the middle. That's to select things, and then you go left or right with the button to go up or down with things. So it's actually a 4-way single button, which is pretty cool. And it sits super flush there on that OLED screen, which is pretty sexy. You got your USB port there. You can actually charge this. You can charge your batteries in this. I don't know how well it works, but I did plug it into a wall charger just to see if it did. I didn't read the user manual. I like to figure everything out myself. But when I did plug it into the wall charger, it did have lightning bolts on both the battery bars that are on this, which is a pretty cool feature too, so I'll show you that. So I presume it charges that way. On the back side, you have Joyetech at the top, and then Cuboid 150 at the bottom. On the bottom here, I love this door. Okay, you have a vented on both sides battery door with a lock switch, which you push down, and your battery door pops open. You got your gold-plated brass, positive and negative contact on the bottom. Inside, you see that? It actually labels in the bottom of the battery sled where your positive goes and your negative. So it's kind of like a double dummy here. If you can't figure out which way your batteries go in by that or by this, where's it at? Or by that, then you have an issue. And if you can't get down with common knowledge, I don't know what you can get up with. Let's pop them bad boys in there. And bam, your screen comes on looking super sexy. Check it out. We're in power mode here. Alright. So you've got your power, your volts, your ohms, and your amperage coming out. And then underneath that, you have your left battery and your right battery and their power levels, which is awesome. That way you can always tell, and this thing is accurate. It's very accurate. I've tested it a couple times on a battery reader versus what I see on here, and it's spot on, man. This thing is solid. It's pretty heavy. I mean, this thing is half the size of a snow wolf, and it weighs as much as a snow wolf with batteries in it. I guarantee if I dropped this on concrete, it would make a mark, definitely, but this thing is not going to come apart. This thing is built solid like a rock, man. I mean, it's awesome quality product from Joyetech. They're really coming up with, you know, from the Ego 1 on and up. I mean, like, do you make anything that sucks? Because I haven't seen it. I hope it doesn't come out. Ever since that Ego 1, man, they're moving on up. I'm excited to see what's going to come after this. But as for this is definitely my this is definitely going to be my favorite favorite mod right now. I really like it. It's perfect in the hand. It's just a perfect size mod. The weight is great. The screen is awesome on it. I mean, that screen is just kick-ass. So let's see what else specs we got here. We are 91.20 millimeters tall. We are 42 millimeters wide, and we are 28 millimeters thick. So yeah, perfect size mod. But as this stands, it's not upgraded. because this is a review. But it's got 150 watt output out the box, and with 3.11 firmware upgrade, it is 200 watts. And also with that upgrade right now, there are 10 user settings for wattage control. So you can preset 10 different settings depending on what atomizer or tank you have on here. So that's pretty cool too. Let's see. Went over all of that. And yeah. So let's and yes, this goes through all temp control. Well, the main ones, titanium, stainless steel, and nickel are all usable on this. So you're going to do 5 presses to turn it on, like most. Alright, it's obviously not going to say you're going to fire. Now if you do a double press all the way down from your screen, it locks everything out but your fire button, so you won't be able to control anything like wattage up or wattage down right here, which is pretty cool. And then you're going to hit your fire button once, and you're going to hold this down again for 4 seconds, and it's going to unlock it, and you can change everything. Let me put an Addy on here, because it's not going to let me do much more without it. I love the way the atomizer sits on here. I mean, it's flush. Even though that 510 sticks up, it's nothing there. And then that cup disappears, and it's just, it's a flawless connection on the top. Awesome. I haven't tried any bigger RDAs on it. I don't really want to because I'm afraid it's going to scratch the top. So I would just stick with some 22 millimeter atomizers. So let's have a vape on this. Performs flawless to me. I love this thing. I really don't have any issues with this thing. I really like it. I would, like Rip Tripper says, if I lost it, would I buy it? Well, this one isn't mine. This one's for a review. But, you see what I did. There's the review. And there's the one that I got. So, yeah. So, alright. So, I unlocked the screen, and if you push, whoop, never mind. I locked the screen. It was locked again. Alright, so I'm going to hold. So, we're unlocking it. And then we can go down or up. Watch how fast this thing goes, man. It's so fast. Like, dude. Look at how fast that thing scrolls, man. It doesn't round robin, but it's like turbo speed, dude. It's just stupid fast. 3 settings or 3 button presses on the fire switch is going to switch you from power to your different temperature control wires and your Celsius and your Fahrenheit. So yeah, and you also have 3 different presets already on it. When you get it, you can set up 3 different temp control settings, depending, like if you want to use all 3 different types of wire. Now when you're in the temp control, you go up top and you can go through your Celsius and your Fahrenheit and round robin, and then you go down to the watts you want to set it at, your, I don't know why it goes to your ohms, because you can't set your ohms, and then you can go down to your volts if you want to just do it in voltage. Either way, it's going to pick that for your watts, but it'll max you out. So, give 1 second here. Put it back in power mode. Try and pull up these specs on these temps and the okay. Come on. The screen's not working. Hang on. Well, it was one here. Slap my ass, I just lost it. Where'd it go? I know I saw it on here. Ah, okay. There we go. So your resistance range on here is 0.05 to 1.5 ohms for variable temp, and your straight wattage on like Canthal and Nichrome is 0.1 to 3.5 ohms. So you got a pretty good range. But other than that, man, this thing is a beautiful box. It's elegant, it's sleek, it's fantastic in your hand. It does have a little bit of a seam around the top cap. I mean, that's not really an issue to me. It's the only thing that really stands out. It's not flush with everything else, but that might be the only qualm I have with this thing. I mean, I really like it. So with that said, YouTube, the Joyetech Cuboid gets an A+ in Mr. B's book. Yes, I would suggest you go get this, and you can get this beautiful piece of vaporizing equipment for $49.99 from Arthur at H&H Vapor. You can purchase it directly from his eBay page, which I'm going to put a link underneath this video, and I am also going to put his Facebook page under the video. You can contact him directly through there. He will also come to you if you're local. He is just like Vape Runners in Maryland. Obviously, that's a Maryland-based company. But yeah, man, the Cuboid 150 watt variable box with temp control, upgradable right now to 200 watts with 10 preset settings for firing. This thing is the tits. It's the tits. I love it. I love it a lot. So with that said, YouTube, y'all stay classy. And until next time with Mr. B, y'all have a good night. Y'all have a good night again.